There you go.
Okay. So the meeting has come to order. Everyone read the minutes? Okay, so it's accepted as read. Before we go any further, pardon me? Oh,
Bob made a motion to accept, yes.
okay.
Second.
Second. Even though most of the people I'd like to address are not here, I'm going to say this so that it is recorded, whoever is looking at it at home. Last month's meeting was a little disastrous. It got out of control. I asked people not to speak unless they raised their hand and I recognized them. We had several people talking at one time. We had one person just going on and on. When someone raises their hand and they're recognized, they get the opportunity to talk for a while, and then we go on to the next person. It's not constantly just like a machine gun, one after another. That's uncalled for. Anyone who disturbs this meeting, I will ask to leave, and if they don't leave, I'll just adjourn the meeting. Having said that, we're going to move on to excursion buses, and I'll leave that. What do you need, Bob?
There's a bug right on the end. No, on your agenda.
What book?
Where do you see?
Oh, yeah, here it is. I see it.
You see it go?
Yeah, there was a little ant. No, it's still there.
I can't see it. It doesn't go.
Oh.
Termite.
Second.
Gone now.
Proceed with the meeting. All right, excursion. I have.
Karma.
You can't talk. You weren't recognized. It's Bobby
Good.
Levinson. Yeah, Bobby, speak up.
If Donald wants to take my turn, Donald can.
No,
This is not your meeting. It's not his meeting. It's my meeting.
For me.
It's your turn.
I have not heard back from the Port of Palm Beach regarding a second tour. I don't want to keep bothering them. When they get back to me, I'll come back to the committee. Since the last meeting, I was contacted by Roth Farms asking when we were coming to visit them. So I took the bull by the horns and I made plans for us, depending on the approval of this committee, to go to Roth Farms on April 14th. And here is the flyer that I expect to send out. As soon as I hear back from Mr. Roth that all of the details are correct. Mr. Roth is now our representative in Tallahassee. So he's very hard to get a hold of, and I don't like to keep calling him at his office. This isn't, you know, government business. So I'm sort of dealing with the woman that's running the farm. So as soon as this committee approves the trip, and as soon as Mr. Roth approves all of the details, we'll get it into the reporter and start the procedure. Diane will help me with the sign up. And that is all I have to report on that.
Do you want to give me a little more information, like you're telling me the trip to bring 2 gallon bottles and was it $10?
It's going to be $12 this year. It was 10 when we first started this 2 years ago. And using the information that we had 2 years ago, we have a whole tour of the agricultural area and what's being farmed. Then everybody brings their own lunch. Mr. Roth's team will give us sweet corn to eat, and then we bring trash bags with us, and they fill them up with produce that we take home. That's the story. I'll let you know. I would have guessed tomatoes, cabbage, you know, whatever is growing, green beans,
Good. Radish,
whatever.
lettuce.
I want to go that day.
You'll
But I
have
want
to
a birthday.
sign up.
Sign up.
I want a birthday cake.
Is that your birthday?
Yeah, my birthday.
Okay, we'll get a lettuce with a candle. Anyway, that's the story.
And you're only taking
Thank you.
5 people.
Yes, and we're limiting it to 45 people.
Thank you for all the hard work you've been doing for us. We greatly appreciate it.
As long as we can think of places to go, we're glad to do it.
Yes, Diane.
We discussed the trip to Lips. Right. And I am holding off on that because of Roth Farms and because two organizations recently have gone to Lips. So I think I'm going to put it on hold to the fall.
Right, you're also supposed to find out about, remember.
But the alcohol, yes, that when I do it.
Yes, thank you.
Until when, Diane?
Probably to the fall,
Fall,
until
okay.
the new
Mhm.
snowbirds come back.
We're
Okay.
recognized. Yes, Bob.
Yeah.
I just got a question.
Yes.
What is lips other than?
Oh, my, you love it.
Thank you, Bob.
You love it.
To me, that sounds like.
It's a drag show.
If you don't know what it is,
Oh,
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, yeah, go.
We're on to,
You'll love it.
any other comments?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's it. You
No,
got it.
I don't think so.
Okay,
got
we're
it.
moving on to new business,
Okay.
new business.
No old,
I've been in. Ronnie had a ball with that.
yeah.
Any new business? Anyone?
Yeah, I'll make a minute, but I think everybody here knows this week Carolyn is helping the Social Events Committee get invitations out to the volunteer luncheon. Everybody on this committee should get one. If you don't get an invitation, call us. There are specific instructions on making an RSVP.
Okay,
But I think
did you get your $1,000 check yet?
I will.
Okay. Anyone else with old business? I don't think we had anything pending other than what Bobby said. And anyone sitting in the side, if you raise your hand, I'll recognize you if you have a question as we go along. New business? Yes. Thomas?
We had to reroute the number 2 bus today. There's a giant ass pothole in the Oxford section. We have a mechanic coming to look at it tomorrow. For the time being, there's gonna be some reroutes.
Okay.
So if anybody lives in the Oxford or Dorchester section, make your unit owners aware.
Okay.
We'll get it fixed as soon as possible.
Okay. Thank you so much for that.
Right. That is your bus, number 2. It might be a little late because he has to go around and go back and it's only a few minutes.
That was the bus that was picking him up.
Number 2?
Yep. Not today, Saturday.
Okay.
Anything else for us?
No, except my mother took the number 2 bus to the show on Saturday for the first time and
Sunday, excuse me, this is Sunday.
well, this was Saturday and she was very impressed with the bus and the show.
The show was excellent.
What was the
It
show?
was funny,
What was it?
comedian
Marino,
Marie.
Mike
He
Marino.
said,
comedian.
why would I take my car when this bus is right here and I don't have to drive at night?
That's
He was very.
philosophy.
What I saw of him, he was good,
Saturday, I'm not complaining.
but his brother wasn't all that great.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Might be a different bus driver on Sunday.
Okay, so moving forward, general discussion.
Okay, I have a question regarding.
I recognize you, yes. Speak up. You're gonna have to get used to that.
Regarding the bus who does the perimeter after we finish the 4 o'clock bus, after we finish the shopping, and he does the perimeter. Does he have the right to go on the side and left some people one side? Another time, he went out from Camden Drive, but he entered in Benton, I don't know, it's Benton, then you make a round and he left some people there, then he went out of the way of the perimeter.
It's just,
Perimeter Road is a ring road.
yeah, it's for the, just for the main road, though, isn't it? Yeah. Is it the perimeter bus or is it another bus?
Number 2.
It was.
Number 2 is not
No,
perimeter, it
it
goes
was
in
not
and.
number 2.
Oh.
It was, I wrote on the paper exactly the time the person was driving, but I forgot my paper at home.
Put the bus, you have to put the bus, like I told you, the date and the time.
Yes.
Email it to me and I'll forward it.
Yes, I have another,
Complaint.
something different.
Okay, as
I
long
have
as,
all the detail I will send to you.
okay, very good. Good,
All right.
yes.
All right, so on the subject of sending in reports. We find that to be very healthy, but helpful, particularly if we have a time and a place and a date. I will give an example.
That I have all the details, she knows.
Last week, we had a report of a near miss of a pedestrian in one of our buses. The person who reported it in was very specific on time, place, and the date. Well, we sent it to the vendor. The vendor checked the video and he checked the GPS records. He's able to tell wherever this bus, how fast it's going in different places. And it did show that the bus at that exact spot was doing between 15 and 16 miles an hour, which I think is a little fast for that
It is,
particular
it is,
spot.
it is.
But I leave it to Omar to counsel his own drivers.
Right.
But it's very important to know the time, the date, and the place. Because there's video on that bus and there's a satellite GPS record showing their speed, and that's important. So that was a case where it kind of worked out, that the report checked out.
That I did correctly.
Yep.
But there is also, I don't see the changes. There is a few drivers, then they speak with people while they drive. And another occasion, it's yesterday, there was a woman with long hair, black woman. She was driving with one hand and eating a Subway with the other hand.
Come on.
I don't even do that in my car.
Did you take the bus number and the time for me? You're usually very thorough.
Yes.
You didn't put that in your report, I can
It
tell.
was.
You can't tell, it won't help.
It was yesterday, I have to.
I know, but write it down.
What bus, what time?
Right, she knows, she's usually very good about it, so
Put the bus number on what it says.
I don't know if you did or not.
Bus two, my bus is gone, it's on and it's on.
Because myself, I don't eat and drive at the same time.
I do eat and drive frequently.
Yeah, but you're not the bus driver.
That's bad.
It's bad, more than once.
We're in here writing.
You just said Sunday, Sunday.
Sunday at 6:20
I know, I see that. Okay,
by Hastings,
the Hastings company, awesome.
bus two.
The bus driver eating and driving was yesterday? Was it in the morning or the afternoon?
Talking to me,
Yeah.
He's talking to,
Oh,
Sorry,
I have to check my paper.
check your paper and send it in, okay?
Bob,
Because you'll
Okay, the bus drivers get an hour lunch. They should never be.
eat on the
eating
bus, you're right.
agree.
While they're driving,
Absolutely agree.
all right? And if they are, if the driver was eating while driving,
Yes,
that person should be gone.
person of the first seat, I could see it very clearly.
Just send the particulars in.
Yeah,
And we'll
usually
check.
does, usually
Alright.
sends it to me. Anyone else, anything else? Anyone?
I have a general question.
Yes,
I don't ride the bus.
Mhm.
Just tell me,
yes.
when people get on a bus, they show their
I
Country
did,
Village Pass.
right.
That's anybody that gets on the bus? A guest has to have some kind of a pass to get on the bus?
That's an excellent question. I
Yes,
don't know the
ma'am.
answer.
Explain that to you.
Okay,
David can,
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You get a
Okay,
guest pass from the ID office. That guest pass is just as good as anything.
okay.
anything
Thank you
else.
so much.
But you're supposed to be with
Thank you.
the person,
Your host.
okay, right.
the same
But
way.
the elevator man,
The elevator man was,
I forgot to tell you.
no, he's fixed. That's what he's calling me.
Can I say?
Thank you, David.
The next part is if you are a resident
Mhm.
and you have an aide and you want to go shopping. That's fine. That person doesn't really necessarily have to have
Okay,
any type of ID with them because we take them at their word for it.
okay.
But the aide cannot get on alone. They have to be with
Right.
the person they are taking
So-
care of.
So a guest
Does
can't
the
get on
bus
the
drive,
line.
do the bus drivers know
Yes.
that they do? Okay, because I saw people sitting at a bus stop today and I was just curious. Is that guest of the resident showing something to get on the bus.
And
I was just
Yeah.
curious.
I think the age requirement is 16 years
Yeah,
old.
okay.
It's like the theater.
16.
So in theory, everybody shows a pass of some sort unless you're an aide and you're with your client.
Always have, even if you have a guest pass from the ID office, you still
Have to be with the resident.
the resident.
Okay, I rather doubt if the drivers know those.
Well, I'll see. I'll see. Yes.
Something happened, I think it was my fault, but I don't know. At one time, I very rarely ride the bus, but when I ride the bus from the clubhouse, my bus is number 2, so we lined up and I got on number 2 and we went. Another time, I thought it was on the second bus, so I went onto the bus, but it wasn't number 2, it was number 3. And so I had to go all the way around with number 3 and then go back and get number 2 again at the clubhouse. So I think there is a sign in the window, but I didn't read it because I didn't know that the buses could line up in every area. I think the bus driver should say that before they start, that this is bus number 2, this is bus number 3. I don't know.
It's up to the individual, not to be rude, Sheila, but it's up to the
I
individual
mean,
to
that was
really
my
look at the
fault.
bus.
So I
right.
didn't look at
Yeah,
the
you have
sign
to
in the
look.
window. I just assumed because once before it was the second bus, that would be the second bus every time. Now I know you have to look.
Yes, please.
This is very recent. This morning, 10 o'clock, on my way back, because I took the shuttle bus at 9 o'clock and I came back with the 10 o'clock. And it was always the same person who was here for so many years, still talking while driving with the people sitting nearby. I don't know if they advise them, but I still see that very often.
Yeah, Dave, I gave that to the man who was in charge and he spoke to his driver, so I will send him a note.
Maybe it's good.
Okay. Are we over with general discussion? Good and welfare. I don't have anything. Does anybody have anything?
I'm good.
Know what the difference between good and welfare and general discussion is.
There's no discussion about the things we talked about, good and welfare, to bring something up that might be of value or whatever. You talk about the excursions, so that's of value, but all I can say is that we are interested when buses pass people up, and it has happened. And the bus drivers talking all the way is a no-no. And so all these, but I tell everyone, I tell them repeatedly, if you don't write it down, I can't write it down for you. It can't be verbal, it has to be written, you know. So, Denise, I'll let you talk one more time, then I'm closing my meeting.
That's it. I would like to speak to the leading organizing the special bus. We used to go to the festival flea market. The bus was always full. And I would like to know if they will go back again
The
there.
flea market is no longer,
It's
Closed.
it's closed.
Closed.
The flea market is closed.
Wow.
That's the good part.
Yeah.
It's closed.
Yeah,
What's opening there is not so.
I didn't know that. Okay.
yes.
Oh, wow, I didn't know it either. I was planning
This,
to
this,
go.
this wonderful lady is looking for things for us to do. and she's doing a
Anybody
great
that has,
job.
I'm not,
If you have a suggestion?
yeah, I'm not in
I have-
charge.
I have a park, I'll look it up where I went one time. It's about an hour and a half going that way, but I think even.
We don't go that far, do we?
Will you go anywhere that is 6-hour trip, that is handicapped accessible, that is reasonably priced?
This is a museum, and then there's the garden with it.
You'll
Are you
give
talking
me
about
the
the 4 arts,
information?
the 4 arts, or
That's
for people?
before I can go myself, that's very.
You're talking about the museum in Stewart?
No, it's not going to. It's.
All right, just send me the information. We'll be glad to look it up.
I don't remember the name of it.
Absolutely.
I remember the
Sugar cane,
name.
are you going to go back to
I've-
sugar cane?
I've called them. They have not responded. I think they're
Okay, I
giving
enjoy
various trips.
Yeah, I think the
You know.
Century Village has gone many times.
I've never gone,
True.
I've always missed it, I've never gone.
Well, I think they're gonna take a break for one. Anything else before I adjourn? Anyone?
Yeah, short meeting.
Okay, meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, everyone.
Where
Thank
was-
you.
Where was Omar today?
Thank you very much.